we obviously have done massive amount of work on this, and the three graphs that are available to anyone on the internet, not only ourselves, they show that the price of electricity was very, very stable. It was around $655 in Queensland, but under $700 in all of the states, and it was stable for the best part of a decade. The price in Queensland, I can't speak authoritatively for the other states, but in 1990 I was the Minister for Mines and Energy, so I can speak with very great authority. The reason why our electricity was so cheap in Queensland, almost all of it came out of one big giant power station. The government borrowed the money and built this giant state-of-the-art power station, and it was fuelled on free coal. We are a reserved resource policy. Now, without a reserved resource policy, the price of gas is skyrocketing through the roof, the price of electricity is skyrocketing through the roof. The fertiliser industry in Australia is in very dire peril because of the gas prices. Peanuts, hundreds of industries are in desperate trouble over the price of gas. But electricity is worse still. There are two exports that have carried Australia for the last 30 years. After Mr Keating deregulated and smashed to pieces the wool industry, the giant that was left standing was the coal industry. Not quite as big as the wool industry in 1990, but the great coal industry has carried the Australian economy along with the aluminium industry for the last 40 years. Now, the aluminium industry came to Australia because we had the cheapest electricity in the world. It was looking at Canada with its hydroelectricity, but we could beat them because we had the dropping water was free. Well, so was the coal, so we could match them blow for blow, and so we were able to secure the aluminium industry for Australia, and those two giant industries have carried this country up to date. Now, coal is very dependent for its production. The drag lines are driven by electricity. Electricity prices go up. In coal, we are non-competitive. We electrified the railways because we had super cheap electricity, and we could carry the coal very cheaply on an electrified railway system. Well, of course, now electricity is not cheap. But as for the aluminium industry, aluminium is really just congealed electricity. So I cannot see how the aluminium industry in Australia can survive. So your aluminium industry goes down, your mineral processing industry goes down. Thousands of other industries, obscure as the peanut industry, the fertiliser industry, they're all going down on account of the cost of electricity. Let me go back to that stable price for 10 years, right? It's stable until we hit privatisation, corporatisation, whatever word you want to use, right? Once we hit, and I'll use the word corporatisation, the minute we hit corporatisation, the price goes like that. The graph goes like that, right? For a few years, right? Then we completely deregulate the pricing market, right? So the wonderful free market's going to save us all. So then the price goes like that. So we start off with a price of $700, and these very clever ALP, LNP that runs Australia corporatise the industry, and the price goes through the roof, quite literally. It lifts from around $700 in the states that went down this pathway, which was Victoria, South Australia and Queensland. I might add, in Queensland under a Labor government. So don't let those hypocrites run out there and start talking about the sale of assets. Hey, it was you that sold off that industry. It was you that sold off that industry. The final completion, of course, the LNP were just sad because they weren't there to do it. Well, you can both claim credit for destroying the aluminium industry, one of the two industries that's carried this nation's economy for the last 30 years. And you can take the credit for the pensioner, the little mother struggling with 3 or 4 kids, of taking the price for electricity from $700 up to $2,400. You can take the credit for that. And what are you doing? Are you apologising? No. You are out there at this very moment. The LNP are going to the election on a promise that they are going to sell the electricity industry. Well, you send them a message. You send them a message that we've had enough of their free markets. We've had enough.